Love and Marriage Huntsville. So listen, Linda, listen, okay? I'm going to go through these notes and review this show because I got the aftermath of the show that I really want to talk about. Okay, so let's just go. This is Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 6, episode 13. Pick up where the last episode left off. Kimmy is getting frustrated with Maurice because he's trying to imply that she's holding resentment against Kiowa, and that's affecting the co-parenting. Like, he wants to set them getting up, and then she's like, like she was getting a little irritated with him, because he was like, hold on. And I'm like, give it to him, because, he get on my nerves at this point, Kimmy. Like, for real, he do. So he says that it's been resistant from both sides. He's been trying to foster the relationship through the monster. But he's told Kim that he does want her present for future meetings that he arranges. Because, she was trying to get out of it last week. Like, I think it should just be y'all and Monster, at first, so he's not overwhelmed. But one thing that Kimmy did say with Maurice was that Kiowa allowed and perpetuated people to, perpetuate this lie about her being the side chick, right? So she does still have feelings that Kiowa set back and allowed people to think that way because it was portrayed that way, and it, lacked integrity. So that is something Maurice do get her to basically say she has been holding on a little bit. She let us know she's been holding on to this for a little bit. So he wants her to address it. He wants her to get up with Kiowa, have dinner or something, and actually just put it out on the table, because he feels like this is the situation that has been holding the co-parenting back the way he feels the co-parenting should go, which means the women can do it and he ain't got to do shit. That's really what he want to do. So how can I get Kimmy and Kiowa to get along and they can do all the work, versus Kimmy trying to make me step it up with Monster, like about stuff that I don't necessarily care about him doing. So what happened is, Kimmy says, she said this thing too that stuck out to me. I wrote it down. She says that Maurice does a lot to protect my Monster and Kiowa's image, and it's usually at her expense. That was, her issues. Like, she's not necessarily, I guess she said, like, instead of like coming out and just addressing it, he kind of teeters, be sensitive to Kiowa's feeling, like he wouldn't like, hey, you said basically let people think she was a side chick and you ain't say nothing. Why?
Because you were. I'm so sick of keeping with this bullshit. You were. You just didn't know. That's why he's not going to push Kiowa, because Kiowa may muscle around and throw some receipts out there. Right. Your issues that are bothering you is with Maurice.
Yeah.
That's why Kiowa said at that dinner, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. That's exactly why Kiowa said, I don't know what you want me to say. I ain't went on no interviews. I don't comment in no comment sections. I ain't got no control over that. And she like, but you ain't cleared. If I were Kiowa, I would be like, because I said
what I said.
There was a moment in conversations of reconciliation that maybe was unbeknownst to you. And she said that at the dinner in the flashback, like a couple seasons ago. Maybe he didn't tell you this, but it was.
Yes.
And this is where I say you interfered at, because he was already dating you.
Right.
So this isn't hard.
And it cuts off too. We just go into that dinner where she was telling Kiowa, basically, I feel like you lack integrity. What do you think about that? Like, here's the thing for me, because Kimmy said to Mel, we just gonna knock Kimmy out. So Kimmy met with Mel and they did like the little fat burn thing that I really want to try, where you get like 20,000 sit-ups without doing the sit-up part. I will take the shock. I will take that if I ain't gotta actually do the physical sit-ups. Sign me up, please. But one thing Mel had asked her about the Kiowa thing, like, well, how do you feel? Do you feel like you interfered in their marriage? And Kimmy was like, they were not, like together. When I got with him, they were divorced. When they were separated, this, that, and the other. But then at the dinner, she had said it was different, because what she said to Mel was they were separated. They had signed papers, and basically they were where I'm at right now. I'm pending.
She said they hadn't signed the papers yet. Something about the papers being signed. Either they were signed and just waiting for the process.
Mel, she said they were signed and they were just waiting. like pending, right? But then at the end, she said, we knew y'all weren't getting back together. Y'all were, but it was like she kind of cleaned it up a little bit. Like it wasn't signed because she was like, she was trying to reconcile with him, but he was over it. And that was like, how do you know what he was telling her? Because that's still her husband. So just because he telling you, oh yeah, you know, we signed the paperwork, we're not getting together. Oh, but yeah, I just talked to her last night because she called me because she really want to be with me, but I'm trying to be with you. Just because he told you something don't mean you know, Kimmy. And you too old and too intelligent to know better.
That's because if it really honestly, this is what I think Kimmy's process is. If she really sits and processes that the foundation of them being together was a lie, she would leave.
Yeah.
And I think she internalizes and battles with believing her husband, because if you made her, as much as she despises the idea of the side chick, if you put her in an unknowing position that was where she was, she would pack her shit and leave. She would pack her shit and leave. I really think that. Especially because she keeps talking about integrity and things. She is very stuck on, don't fuck with me, I wouldn't do no shit like that. And if you tricked her into doing that, she would pack up and go. I really think so.
And then what do you think also about her saying that, okay, because Kaya was they got together for the dinner to discuss it, right? They talk about Monster. Yes, he needs his mom. I agree. What you gonna do? I'm gonna figure it out. Cool. I ain't like when you let these people just go with the narrative that I was a side chick. Kaya was like, what did I say? And she said, well, you didn't say anything, but it was out there and you did not defend or clear up or say anything. Is that Kaya's job? Like Kaya was said, I don't do this. This your show. You signed up to be a reality TV star. I didn't, right? So I don't do
that ain't my motherfucking friend. We ain't friends. Right. If it was my friend, right, and there's a negative narrative going out about my friend and I know the truth, I'm going to defend it. Hey, we might not be in a great space, but she didn't do that because that's still my friend. There is no relationship here, right? That's number one. And number two, Kaya said what she said. So I don't know what you want her to clear up. That is her truth and her perspective.
Right.
Is that they were not over when you thought they were over. She has not budged on this story.
Okay. Is it a generational thing, right? Because I would have just asked Maurice. Like when we was on that stage and Kiowa came out and let it be known that she felt like you interfered in her marriage, right? After the show, like rap, me and him would have had a conversation. Why does she feel like this? Like this lady is saying that she feels like y'all weren't over. When we got together, you told me y'all stuff was divorced. What is that actual story? What's the real deal? Like, did she not ever ask Maurice this? Because when Kaya was up there and he acting like y'all should get together, I would think he'll want to keep y'all apart because you are very clear in asking questions, right? A lot of times people don't like the new girlfriend like the old girlfriend, baby mama, you know, because a guy is creating a narrative that's not true and he does not want y'all to sit and have a conversation to actually fix some timelines. Oh, he did this, he did that, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So why don't you know what really happened by now, Kimmy? Like, it's just like, I married him, I love him, I'm gonna stick beside him, I don't want to know. Or like, do you know and you playing dumb? Because I would have asked him by now. Why haven't you?
Girl, we can pull up the damn divorce decree and put the math together. When was the divorce decree established by the judge? Like, so did he tell y'all was waiting on a signature? Was the signature done? When was the divorce decree issued?
Right.
I mean, I'm sure you can find this out. I don't know if.
And not just that though, too. The rekindling part, like
transcripts are even some. I believe you can go request it. You could probably go request in Alabama the transcripts of the divorce.
I'm sure Kiowa got emails and text messages from 2008 when they was married where he was like, baby, I want to come through. We can go out to dinner, where he was with Kimmy. Show them. Like, Kimmy, you ain't asked for this years ago? Because I would have sat down with Kiowa, like the way, you know, it was tense on that stage. Let me and you have a conversation. Like, I would have wanted to know. I done married him. I'm on TV. if you are so serious about your image and how you look, why you ain't getting receipts and getting down to the bottom of it?
And why you mad at Kiowa only still? Why you holding on with Kiowa? You ain't holding on with Marsau, because at the reunion she said everybody wasn't really saying nothing.
Right.
So Marsau didn't even defend you, like, no, because you were mad at Marsau about it. Kimmy, you know in your heart that the time frame in which Maurice kind of told you where they were at probably doesn't match, and that's why you're holding on to it. You battling yourself. You ain't battling motherfucking Kiowa. That's why she was cool as a cucumber.
It wasn't even Kiowa that, because they used to try to portray Kiowa, like when she did that, as like the ex that ain't over it. They was portraying her to be like that. But then we found out that Letitia was actually cool with her. And it was like, well, you still talking to her. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, it's more to this. It's more to this, and more people know more stuff, and y'all not saying nothing. And Kimmy,
that's what it is. It's Kimmy battling Kimmy.
Yes.
With the own truth that's available. And this is why Kiowa doesn't care. You could tell by the presence of people who telling the truth, because Kiowa does not care.
And she cares. She shouldn't care. Like, I felt her 100%. I'm like, what you want her to do? Like, what you want her to do? Step up and be like, excuse me, attention everyone. Kimmy was not like, why would I give a fuck about what they saying about you?
And the funny part is, even during that scene, Kiowa still didn't tell you wasn't no side chick.
Right.
What Kiowa said was, I didn't say those things. You know, I can't run with that narrative. I never called you a side chick. I said we were not all the way over when you stepped into the picture. That's always been her story.
Mm-hmm.
And so Kiowa still didn't negate that, even in that scene. She said what she said.
Yeah, she did.
I like Kiowa.
I do too.
I like Kiowa. I really do. She looked so fucking confused. I loved every second of it. Like, girl, you still mad? Because Monster was what? A child at this point? He's 16 now.
Mm-hmm. And we still holding
mad about what?
Right, girl. Like, you wanted me to do what? Like, have you seen me do one interview? Like, since y'all signed up
for the show? Not one.
Since y'all signed up to be on this little show. Y'all signed up for this. So, thought you wanted to be a star.
Yeah, she's never said nothing negative.
At all. Like, ever. So, yeah.
And you know what? Kiowa is a good, like, a good point when we get to it, where you could tell who the messier person is or what her perception was at the time, because Kiowa ain't Ariana Curry.
Nope.
If she was bitter, jealous, these things would have shown in a magnitude of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Kiowa minds her business. I'm more inclined to believe that
when Kiowa only comes out for her son.
And goes right back to her motherfucking state and city and zip code.
Yep. She comes for her son. That's when she comes in. For her son. Because what y'all not going to do is play on her damn son's name. And I like Kiowa.
I don't want her on the show because I like her and I don't know how they would spin it. But the times and moments we get Kiowa, I like her.
I like her. I do, because she's real. She's somebody that you like, yep, I feel it. You know what I mean? And I like that she go back to her life. I like that she ain't there for a check. She there for her son. And I like it. Because initially they were trying to make her out to look bad. But she came back for her son when they was trying to say the vaping. Oh, I'm back. Okay, here I come. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, I like Kiowa. I can get with her. So another thing that was discussed, here, let me get this out the way. Letitia getting honored for something in Alabama. She was at a little photo shoot for her daughters. They got a hair care line coming out. Okay, her cousin Kiki comes. She invite Kiki to go to this thing she's being honored for. Kiki said, okay, I'm gonna come. Kiki don't go. So Letitia meet up with Kiki again because she feels a certain kind of way because I asked you to come. You said you'll come and you didn't come through for me again. Another time you disappoint me and not come through. I did not care. Karma.
I'm starting to see why Letitia be wanting to cuss Kiki the fuck out though.
Okay.
Cause Kiki don't own shit. You didn't want to own that you was talking about Tiffany daddy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to own shit. which is one of the struggles with people with addiction is they have a problem with full accountability. That's why they have to go through their steps in their program and things like that. You could just tell that Kiki got some real work to do because she told us that she couldn't come because she ain't had no ride. Bitch, what is you talking about? What is you talking about in 2023? You ain't got no goddamn ride, but you had your outfit picked out. Like, I don't. Kiki be lying. Kiki still be lying.
I mean, Kiki is not built for reality TV.
No.
Kiki is definitely a young Miss Wanda, round-the-way girl. You know what I mean? Don't have tact for this. Don't understand how it's making her look like. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, Letitia do the same thing where she do stuff that don't make no sense. And you like, what are you talking? Like, what? But because Letitia is trying to have a little bit of training and you know what I mean, she's trying to learn how to maneuver it. But just think when she first got there, she was doing dumb stuff. Like you was mad at Mel. Mel had just helped you and like hooked you up with all this, that, and the other, and said, I'm going through some stuff, which you know because you know about the side chick and the BMWs and all of this kind of stuff. You know this stuff. You know this lady going through some shit. But because she busy and they answering your calls when you call her and blow her up, this is your whole beef with Mel.
Well, according to Letitia, that's changed. She said her beef with Mel is because Melody tried to ruin her marriage.
Yes, but the initial beef started, right? Because once the initial beef started, petty beefs came afterwards, right? So once the initial beef started, it was because Mel got distant, because she was going through shit.
Because you motherfuckers knew. Y'all knew what was going on.
Right? You knew behind. Like we as audience, we didn't know this information. We weren't privy.
Y'all knew. But y'all knew who was fucking that girl.
This irritates me about this show because it happens a lot. Like Mel right now don't want to film with this dude. I don't want to do events with him. I'm going through custody battle. He trying to take my kids. He come my dates like popping out crazy. There's the daggone revenge tape that we talking. Y'all know this. Y'all know this because we know this. Y'all live in the same city with them. Y'all seeing it in person. Y'all actually get text messages and phone conversations. Y'all talk amongst each other. Plus, y'all are seeing the social media stuff that we see. So if we know it and we in Ohio, y'all know this shit. And y'all act like y'all don't. And y'all been doing this from season 1, and that pisses me off. Like the fact that you act like you don't know background stuff, why Mel is acting a certain kind of way when it comes to filming. Y'all know why she's like this. And y'all don't have no grace for this lady. Like, y'all some true assholes to think that she just supposed to. Just because.
I agree. And Kiki is also an asshole. So I guess asshole runs in their bloodline because I'm not a fan of the excuses that Kiki brings to the table. And she would have got on my nerves as a friend as well.
Yeah.
You know, like it just would have pissed me off. So
I guess I don't care for
I don't either.
Like Letitia,
I want to get to them being broke.
Right. Kiki doing that to Letitia don't bother me because y'all have done that to other people. So okay, you get a little tiny bit of the medicine that you've been putting out for years. I don't.
Or maybe this is where Letitia has learned this behavior. That's what we're seeing is where she's learned this behavior. I appreciate actually this episode. I actually very much enjoyed because it's more personal storyline.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I feel like Letitia and Kiki brings me more insight on why Letitia is who she is.
Yeah.
So you're right though, but it wasn't no big deal. It really wasn't
at all. But what was a deal for some people was what was going on with the Melody and Martell court case, right? So we did go over that a little bit in this episode. Mel met up with Chris and Nell Fletcher, and Martell met up with his mom. And they were talking about what happened when they just got out of court. They just had a court hearing. And Martell subpoenaed the Fletchers. They didn't know. They didn't really appreciate that. Martell was basically disappointed in everybody because he wanted them to say certain stuff they didn't. He was mad at his mom. He said she hurt him to his core. He was disappointed to his core because she didn't give it to them. And she said they asked me questions. I answered. She was like, I wasn't going to give out no extra information. She said, why wouldn't you give extra information? She was like, I don't do this. You do this. Like, you do that. I came, you subpoenaed me. They asked me the questions. I answered. But this ain't my fight. This is your stuff. Like, I felt her on that. Like, what the hell you want me to do, Martell? To lie? Like, What?
That's exactly. He wanted everybody to lie, and the fact that he keeps saying the shit went in his favor is so fucking wild to me.
Right.
The only thing, and I'm more again. This is why I believe Mel 100%, because Martell is mainly discussing everything going in his favor, but Melody was transparent by saying, and then the judge said that I wasn't doing my part because I wouldn't get this thing. Like, she was more transparent on some of the things the judge even had said that she had a problem with.
Right.
Meanwhile, Martell is acting as if this nigga won
right.
the entire
that one thing that I think that one moment
damn case was a motherfucker's phone number, and they can't be put on social media. Those are the two things of your ass that you got is social media and her phone number.
Wait, okay, is that why we no longer see the kids on?
Correct. He asked for them not to be put on there on social media or filmed, and that is why we do not see the babies on this season, is because of the custody order agreement, which is fucked up because Sugar Mama got her own hair care line.
Right.
And you said now she can't even promote. We can't even use her for promotion on social media. So that's the two things he won. Everything else stayed the same.
Martell, okay.
And then got mad when Mel offered, do you want to do 6 months on and 6 months off? And you got offended at the 6 months. Nigga, that's joint custody.
Right.
And then you will rotate putting on taxes every other year. Mm-hmm. So now you're telling us that she would have gave you joint custody. This still makes you look stupid.
Yeah. Okay, and what did you think about the judge, Mel, saying that the reason she didn't give him her number was because he was harassing her, popping up on dates, messaging her about weird stuff, you know what I mean, whatever. And
I think this revenge P has a good claim foundation for an appeal on that portion of the custody. If she chooses to go back and say that I want a protection order or I want him not to have my number, I think this incoming case that she's going to file, which I'm sure she had the text messages, then they can have that case re-examined with that judge.
Yeah.
Because this is what she's been saying the whole time. I'm not surprised. We have judges that are biased every day of the week. So I'm not surprised it happened. But the positive out of the truth coming out is that you now have even more of a claim to go back and say, I don't want him to have my number. Mm-hmm. Figure it out. Most times they have, like, I don't know what they got in Alabama, but in Ohio, we have like a custody app, like a parent app that you put on your phone. And the parents message from within that app, because it is a full court record transcript of whatever you text within that court app.
Wow. I didn't know they had that.
So yes, they have that app for custody, and it doesn't come up as your phone number. It's just your names, you know, and all that is recorded for the judge to review. So I don't know why the fuck we can't get no app. There's some other things they can have. He don't really need to have her number. He needs to be able to have a way to know what's going on with his kids.
Right.
However that communication chain works.
He wants access to me.
He wants access. Because that's what I said. You think you won because you got her phone number also tells me you crazy as hell.
Right. Right. Okay, so listen. That's it, right? We good. We got it. What we gonna give it? We gonna rate it? Because I'm ready. What we about to do?
I would rate this episode a strong B+ because the aftermath made it all run seamlessly together. So I'm gonna give it a strong B+.
Okay. I'll take it. I'll give it a B. I'm gonna take away the plus. Okay, but the aftermath was a lot, y'all. The aftermath was a lot. So let me just thank all the bloggers that I was able to go get screenshots and videos from. Millie Chan, Jamie, that's me, Shade Room. Thank you, 3. Okay, because although I watched it all happen, I was not smart enough to be screenshotting and cropping. Like, I was just watching it like, oh my. Like, I was like
very much into the commentary, like, oh Jesus.
I watched it live, y'all. It's not even like normally I gotta catch up the next day on somebody's blog or whatever. I'm subscribed to several people and I gotta catch up. I was like, wait, what's going on? Like, and I'm just going back and forth like, wait, what? And I was like, I really watched all the shenanigans go down live, and it was crazy to me. Like, this is my first time actually seeing it go down live, and I was like, it was like popcorn. Like, oh my god! I told Karma, like, girl, over here. She was like, I'm about to go to YouTube.
Yep, I had to go to YouTube and catch up on everything because I didn't even watch the episode in real time. I had to catch up on everything, and boy, did I. Tell the people what happened. What happened, girl? What happened?
What happened was some an audio piece was leaked, right? A phone audio that was leaked. It was a conversation with Arian Curry and a blogger named Ness or Ness. I forget. You were here in the
Original No Chaser is her YouTube name. Original No Chaser.
Original. The
original straight No Chaser.
Yeah, the original No Chaser. But I don't know. I'm just saying, like, Arian says her name, like, when they're having a conversation. So she's gonna be saying her name in a second. I'm gonna play a quick part of it.
No, you can't. You can't. You ain't see her thing. No, you ain't see it on her channel. If you play the audio or anything from that clip, she's striking the channel.
Oh, okay. Well, dang.
No, don't play that clip. Go on and tell the people you cannot play that clip. You can play the live clip. You can show some pictures, but you cannot
play the live. Okay, so let me try to break down, I guess, what she said. She's talking to this person on the phone, and y'all can definitely go. It's original straight No Chaser. I don't know why she's striking this, but
it's right in the right hand corner. It said if you take this shit, you gonna get straight. So you're not playing her audio.
Okay, all right. I'm happy you caught that because I was.
Girl, I sure did because I almost screen recorded it till I saw it. And I was like, "Oh, you want some of that, girl? Okay, girl. I ain't mad at you. You said only you can. You gotta go to the source to watch it. All right now,
source, y'all gotta go to the source. Okay, and then if you go to the source, go to around 4 minutes and 47 seconds if you're trying to get to like the part that was like standing out to me. So basically, she's on this line going off about Carson Blue. We talked about this girl who had actually let it be known that Mel and Martell had this little scheme. They was going to do one of those revenge tapes of Mel, and it was supposed to be created like a fake account created by Arian, seeming like it was some random dude, and he was going to leak that tape, and it was supposed to be like Mel, and we was going to think it was somebody else, but it's really a tape of Mel and her husband. So this been weird for a minute, right? Mel has said this a minute ago that this was an issue. And then when this came out with the Carson Blue girl, she reached out to Mel and told Mel. Mel said, I'm familiar with the girl. She did tell me yes. What she said, I know what she's talking about. So then Arian came out, Martell came out. Like, Martell let us know that he did show her a screenshot of something. Like, but then he tried to make it seem like he didn't tell her I would do something. But why would you show her like, hey, I don't care what happened, I will. What do you think okay, so anyway, we know it's revenge. So she's talking to this, Arian's talking to this lady, right? Because, her and Carson Blue been going back and forth trying to discredit each other, whatever. So Arian, this audio gets leaked of Arian talking to this lady, and she's like, yes, there is a tape. First, she was going off about Carson, trying to say Carson ain't, like legit, and she abstain and whatever. And then she said, yeah, I know what tape she's talking about. There is a tape of the lady, and she is giving oral sex to her husband in the tape. And I was saying, oh no, I can't do that. I can't do that. And then in the next clip, she's talking about, I can send you the tape. I mean, I got it. I can send you the tape. And it was like, okay, so you let us.
And she said she sent it to her sister already.
So what that lets us know is that you do know about a tape of
Carson was not lying. Carson was telling the truth. Yes. Because there's no way for Carson to have known of the existence of it if there wasn't a conversation. So you did tell her this. Yes. You did tell her what Martell said. You just validated or vindicated her story. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Arian. And then you admitted to distribution of the tape. And what is so crazy, the part that had my hands like this on my head, because y'all know I be watching like a bunch of crime documentaries. And the lawyer chick, shout out to her on YouTube. I love watching crime stuff. So in my mind, I'm Annalise Keating, right? Mm-hmm. Is that Martell has only admitted to sending a screenshot to Mel. which that has already been resolved because she had contacted her lawyer and there had been nothing else known, right?
Yes.
But Ariana, you admitted to distribution. And so what Martell would be smart to do if he seeks legal counsel is to say he doesn't know how the fuck you got that.
Right.
And he never proved that.
You get that from me.
You ain't get it from me. You must have took it out my phone. I only sent it to Mel. And then when her lawyer told me I couldn't do that, I ceased it. You went ahead and you decided to plan all of this because Martell never admitted on Queen Sheba that he conspired for a plan of distribution. He did that walk around and say, well, I just sent it. But you admitted to distribution.
Yep.
If you think he gonna save you, it's bananas. He's going to make it seem like you were jealous of Mel. You were upset at their relationship and you decided to take it further, steal it out his phone and send it to people and come up with this conspiracy that he was a part of that he never said anything. That is going to be his claim of a defense, and it's a good defense. It's a good defense to stand on because we have so many lives and posts of you talking about Mel. So, Ariana, if you're watching this, Lil Stink, you going to jail. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know if you're going to plead no contest or guilty, if you get probation, if you never had a record. You're going to face some type of legal repercussions if Mel decides to go forward, which you know she is.
Mel,
you definitely confess to distribution. And you knew, only thing I don't know is if Ariana knew she was being recorded. And that may be her saving grace because in certain states, you do have to have two-party consent to be recorded. So she better hope that audio is not submissible in court.
And she say on there too, like, I know you about to go on your YouTube and say something, but I don't care though. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay. Well, so again, you keep talking, and I would have been hoping I'm in a two-party consent state, and I'd have been like, I didn't know she was recording me and try to get my lawyer to knock that audio out as evidence, but you keep saying stuff. Ariana going to jail. So what Mel say after she heard it?
Okay, so let's do it. So Mel goes on her story, y'all, and she was like, child, after what was just sent to me, shaking my head. Revelation is about to be discount code again at this point, right? So then Mel is just talking, y'all. Imagine playing a stupid game and winning a stupid prize. She said, folks will take your silence for granted, baby. Sometimes you got to remind folks. And if you super sensitive, stop following me for about 2 weeks because I ain't letting up. Right here was when I was like, oh, yes.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Yes, girl, I was so proud of Mel because
let's get it. They forgot who the fuck a Scorpio was. You gotta show them that Scorpio energy. Right.
This is what I was telling you about when I was saying, like, sometimes them girls be taunting, you know, the main chick, the wife, the girlfriend, whatever, they taunt you and just keep doing it. That Mariah chick that is like mad about that basketball player getting his girlfriend pregnant, the way she is taunting, baby, like I feel so bad for the pregnant girl. I said, so what happens when the pregnant girl knocks the shit out of her? Like, because at this point, you asking for it. Like, that's where I be coming from. Like, do you want me to whoop your ass? Like, what?
If I got that much money, I ain't whooping nobody ass. I'd have told my boyfriend she better be under the sea with Ocean Gate by 12 p.m. You're gonna do it. You're gonna figure it out. She better not say another motherfucking word on this planet, on this earth to me.
Yes.
I'd have blacked out. I'm not going to jail. You going to jail. You brought her. You better kill her.
Okay.
Figure it out.
All right. So then she says, Melody Cherie Rogers. Let me introduce y'all to her. She said, imagine one big mouth you never thought you appreciate. How things change, right? Because you ran your mouth and just gave her all of this evidence to get you back. Baby, your mouth runs so much. And I can understand Mel's perspective, right? Being the wife that was over there and the side chick was calling you, like, put Martell on the phone. Like taunting you. And you can't do nothing because you're trying to be professional, because, you know, you got these kids, because you actually got something to lose, right? You can't just go reckless. So now you got like evidence to really slap her in the face. The revenge that I promise you, the pride she got to feel right now, like, oh bitch, I'm about to get you. Like she probably feels so good right now. It's funny to me, like, oh, it's like a movie. I'm watching the villain finally about to get it. Like, God, because Arian has been taunting this lady for years, like that we've watched. So Arian then goes in her story. I guess somebody was talking to her, like, how you deal with all this negativity and false narrative. Girl, I stay out of touch. I hear about it after the fact. I'm so tired of these people that gotta say my name to be somewhat relevant. Then they lie, and I feel like when I respond, I make it worse. I'm stop trying to prove a point. Okay, what else? It get on my nerves, but it reminds me that I'm that bitch. Okay, why does Arian really think she that girl? Like, I be confused when she say that. I guess maybe me and her different generation though.
Girl, Arian is one of the 22 babysitters that was on the claim. She is. So I guess if that makes you that bitch because you're also a babysitter, didn't have at it. Be the best babysitter you could be. You remember the movie The Babysitter Club with the books and stuff?
Yeah, I used
so
to read
go ahead and run you a little babysitting business then.
Right. She said the girls that get it. So then Mel gets, wind of it. Mel can read so eloquently, girl. I would just be cracking up at some of the stuff she said. But she said, first off, it's here. Secondly, ain't nobody saying your last name. Say your name. Last I checked, I did millions before I even knew you. And girl, shut up. That's your problem. You talk too much. Then want to holler, I don't even be shut up or pull up. Mel like want her to pull up. Like, let's go. Somebody go get this damn dummy. Then she says, imagine coming for somebody for years on social media. Then they finally decide with everything in them, they gonna get your ass. And that's where she at. I told you, she like, I'm gonna get you. Like, she just at a point, she don't even care. So Arian is like, first off, I wasn't even talking about you. I haven't spoken on you in over 2 years. That's a lie, though. That's a lie, because in this conversation you were having with this person on the phone, you were talking about her. Like, when you was telling us that she had COVID, you were talking about her. When you was saying, like, don't act like you ain't been talking about this lady. You constantly talk about this lady. Then she said, don't flatter yourself, teacher. I'm not thinking about you. I'm confused as to why you would think I'm thinking about you, slow, you bossed up, and still thinking about Ariane Curry. What have you been saying for you to think? I think you're obsessed with me. Oh, okay. This part that made me mad. She said you got a silly, bad body ass. Like, that's okay, for real quick, Karma. Why? Because she called the girls linebackers. Like, she liked to body shame big time, whatever. Now, as a person that is trying to get my sexy back, I'm trying to, get back.
Girl, big body bitches, bad body bitches, small bitches still get fucked. None of that shit means shit to me. So even that was a lie, because we all know Mel looks great. You can't even tell she done had 4 kids. 4 kids. I was out for the count after one. Don't nobody care about Mel's body shape or yours. You know why she keep talking about people's body? Because she an idiot. And the way that she was able to catch men is through her body. So that's that's your substance right now. You were supposed to go to nursing school the first time we heard about you. And then you were supposed to be starting a little boutique or whatever, some clothes and stuff. And now you're struggling with here versus here. So we don't, she uses those, you must be thinking about me or whatever, because she's trying to find a way to capitalize being a side chick, and she's done a horrible job because you're dumb.
Okay.
That's what it is.
All right. Yes. What else did she say? You're here talking about millions. You filed bankruptcy. Shut the fuck up. You and that show want me to be worried so bad, girl. But okay. Pull up. Not today. Maybe next week when you got the kids and you can get one of your 22 babysitters. Me, though, I'm out being a mother to our 5 kids. It's family day. Holla after the 4th. We out having fun, bookie boo.
Now, that last paragraph is when I would have beat her ass. It wouldn't have been that body bullshit. I don't give a fuck about that. But that our 5 kids and we out here and all of that, you ain't got to pull to me. I'll come to you. You ain't got to come to me. I'll come to you. Drop your location. And people who have followed me on Facebook know I'm so for real, because backstory, there was like this post I had put up about Bootsy when he was like going after Little Nas at 3 a.m. because I really think Bootsy played for my team. I think he's a part of the LGBT community, right? And I had put a post about it, and I had this white guy, his name was Matt something. I'm gonna have to find it in my archives and share it. And he had said something racist to somebody else that made a homophobic comment but was black.
Yeah.
And my issue that we have in the LGBTQIA plus community is that white people are only gay and white. The rest of the problems we have within that community still stands, where they'll use racism if they have to against us. So I tried to inbox him and I tried to educate at this time, and he called me a dummy. So I went on live and invited him on the live, and long story short, I told Matt to drop his motherfucking address because I got enough frequent flyer points to beat to your ass in the morning. And that motherfucker was quiet as a mouse. Fuck all this internet shit. Drop your address. And he said, well, I'll have to call the police. You can have them meet me there. Drop your address. And he dropped off the live and blocked me. When I tell you that little paragraph right there, I wouldn't have been playing. I'd have blacked out. I'd have found her. I'd have called my daughter. I would have called Mariah and said, hey, baby, how's it going? What y'all doing? Oh, we at Daddy house. Is it? Okay, girl. I'm so good. And I'd have been there. I'd have been there. All this pull up shit. I'd have been to her house. Because in Ohio, we don't have a self-defense law. So in Ohio, you out here, you just out here. Like, you shoot somebody, you just shoot somebody. They don't have no self-defense law up here in Ohio. So if I'm going to go to jail either way, I'm coming to you. You could call me FedEx, bitch. I'm delivering your shit same day delivery like Amazon. Yeah. I don't know why Mel keep telling her to pull up, and I know security coming. Fuck all of that. I'm coming to you. Call me Prime, bitch. That ass whooping would have came so quick. I'd have been beat her ass.
It was the last part for you. It was the last part.
When you start trying to use my kids and weaponize my kids, talking about we here with our 5 kids, hour. Okay. Hour. I would have told her I'm fit to bury you with them 3 kids that didn't make it. I'd have blacked out. Stop playing with me. Talking about hour 5. You fit to be in the dirt with the rest of them kids you done killed for this man. And then turned around and had another one. When I said I wouldn't have stopped until she jumped off a cliff and still wouldn't have gave a damn, they'd have been like, damn, I thought Karma was like a therapist. I would have made that whole jump off of a cliff.
Yeah.
And then went to church and said, I'm sorry, Jesus, I'm sorry. Now you got to talk to her and tell her, why did she do that to make her come see you earlier than expected? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Kids are a trigger. Kids are a trigger. It was.
Nah, you playing on kids now. I got to go.
Right. Like, I'm not. I don't like that. And that was where everybody was like, oh, okay, bitch. Now, see, this is when Melanie was ready to go live. This is when Melanie was like, okay, see, I need to go fight this motherfucker. Because she just, and that's the thing I'm saying, like, and Mel, I get it. But you close, though. This girl's going to jail. Right? And I'm sure some of the homegirls that's locked up watch Love and Marriage Huntsville.
And they probably ready for her ass by the door. When I tell you, my best friends probably would have had to tackle me on the line. Because I would have told, they would have had to tackle me on the line and say, no, stop. We're about to take her to jail. This isn't worth it. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Because I know I'm going to, whatever jail is not good enough. Unless she getting a death penalty, honey, she got to go. She got to go.
I feel it. So listen, then we get another one, right? That's it, right? So Arian actually goes off some more after she says about our kids. She says, like, why are you so mad? I clearly was not talking about you. You seen the message. My daughter is with us. She is, because Mel was like, about your kids. I think I skipped one. Is this it?
Well, Mel said you can't write or count. You know, I speed it up. She said you can't write or count because
Wait a minute, I can't hear you.
So Mel was telling her ass can't count because you were supposed to say you got 6 kids, not 5, because Arian has a daughter and then she got the son that she had with Martell plus Melanie 4
or 5 kids.
But she said she got 5. That's why Melanie said where your daughter at unless you can't count nor spell.
So that's when she said, "Oh, my daughter was with us. She was included. Your son was with a cousin. So that's 5 kids. Now what? Call and tell the girls good night. Oh, girl, see, listen. don't do this. Don't say my kids. Okay. So then she says, you pulled up and didn't do shit, knocking on the door, talking about, we just want to talk. But y'all got to understand, like, when you want to get somebody out, right? Like, if somebody is in the house and you want to get them outside, I just want to talk to you. I just want to have a conversation. Like, yeah, my fist in your face once you get out here.
But I don't know about that because once you open the door, I'm coming through like a motherfucking thief in the night. I don't need you to be outside or inside to beat your ass. I don't know why Mel didn't beat her ass before she didn't come on TV. I mean, he been cheating with her for 5 years. Honestly, if you pulled up to her house, you should have knocked back that door. As soon as she cracked the door open, that door should have rammed it to her face. And you should have came in there with masks and hoodies, and you should have beat her ass.
Mel might not be
no opportunity. You can't be beating her ass at 500,000, followers and a personality. You done missed it. Right. You should have did it as a regular person.
Right. Okay, so what she say? I swung on Martell and you froze looking stupid before you ran. Had 3 other girls and still ain't do nothing. This was over 4 years ago too. So I guess you ready now. Y'all can try to spin all y'all want mad because I thought I was talking about you. Now you look stupid. Girl, you were talking about her. Like, come on. Let's not. Anyway, man, this bird's still talking noise. Baby, focus. Work a little harder so you can be wiped up so you can stay overnight when my kids are there. She said, see, you thought you ate baby cakes when I actually already knew you've been around my kids to Nashville cooking, etc. Because your boyfriend said he needs a little help because it's hard. Baby cakes. I keep my kids covered in prayer for all. And yes, I mean all of y'all demons. Not like I said earlier, pull up or shut up. So Mel is already privy to Arian being around her kids, and she said that Arian has to leave when they ready to go to sleep, though, so you can't spend the night.
This is way... As a Cancer, this is way too much back and forth for me. That our 5 kids shit. First of all, I'm a lie. That phone call where you said put Martell on the phone would have been your last goddamn call. I have been cheated on in the past, and I have never had no woman call me or do nothing reckless like that. I don't know what he done. I didn't know what the dude at the time said to them, but they never got that close in proximity that I was disrespected in that manner because I really think I would have been in jail. I can't handle that type of hostile treatment.
You know what? That happens. I haven't dealt with that either.
Yeah, I can't handle that.
I definitely ain't. I'm not the type of person that, any relationships I was in where I was cheated on, I lingered and stayed. So I don't know, like, what that's like, where you just like stay and then they cheat again. Because when you cheat once, it's like, oh, fuck you. Like, I bounce, like, because loyalty is really, really big for me. So once I see you ain't, I can go. I can do without it. So I don't know what that's like. So, and I understand, like, Mel is different, and everybody got their own different breaking points and stuff they can deal with and they can't deal with because relationships are different for each person, right? So Mel was one of those people that believe in her marriage, right? She got married, she took these vows. Okay, you cheated, but we're gonna work through this. You said you're gonna stop. I'm gonna try. We're gonna pray. We're gonna get therapy. She's one of them people. So again, not judging her for staying, but I'm just different. So I don't know what it's like to stay with somebody long enough for somebody to be able to disrespect me. Because once he told me that he disrespected me, oh, bye. But for, actually me staying with you and me trying to work it with you, and now you're allowing this bride to talk to me crazy, like, that's a lot. And then for the bride to actually talk to me crazy and then taunt me for years on social media, like, I'm surprised Mel ain't been done shot this girl. Like for real. She be like,
again, I don't know what the problem is, baby. I would have rebranded. I would have beat her ass, and the next thing y'all know, y'all would have saw me being a brand instead of for Jesus. Maybe I would have did, athletic wear for fights, or maybe I would have been a part of the little gun control people or the non-gun control people. What's them gun people name? I probably would have been supporting them. I just would have changed who I branded with, because I'm beating your ass. You're not gonna disrespect me on an embarrassing scale like that. It's one thing to be cheated on privately, but to do it and embarrass your spouse in front of millions of people, and then allowing her to taunt and do all of these different things, you got to go to God and explain that to him personally, because you on your way. You got an appointment made and you have to go up there. So let this be a footnote, child. When we get famous, y'all better pray for me, because I keep telling you, I'm not Michelle, I'm Cardi B. I'm not really there yet. It's a lot of stuff I can let slide, but there are certain triggers for me that I'm going to be like, oh, I'm going to have to whoop your ass. And kids for me is definitely one of them.
Kids.
I can't. I don't have that strength yet.
That's a trigger. And it is what it is. Like, again, I told Karma a couple shows ago, like, one girl made a comment about my kids, and I don't F with you ever in life. Like, like, ever. Like, no.
I tried to beat somebody ass outside of a Kroger's once, because Elijah was like maybe 2, and this was early in his autism diagnosis. So he was one of the kids people like to record, like they used to scream and have tantrums and stuff like that because he couldn't talk or whatever. And we were at Kroger, and she was behind us, and you got to kind of just let them get it out. There's really not too much you can do to redirect the 2-year-old in general, let alone one with autism. And she had said, that's what's wrong with these people. They don't know how to control their kids. When I tell you, their dad was with me at the time, because I was putting a case of water on there, and I almost turned around and knocked the dog shit out of her. All y'all people that be recording kids on airplanes and all of that, you wouldn't even make it to the land. I swear to God, you wouldn't. Like, everybody would have been disconjunct. It's something about kids.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That bothers me to my soul. It just bothers me.
Yeah.
That is a huge trick. I could take anything, but like kids and loved ones for me, it's a trigger. Just come at me. That's the best thing you could do, is just come at me, because I'm gonna let that shit roll off. But talking about my peoples and stuff, like, you must don't want to be here no more. You must need a push off the ledge.
I'm with you.
And I'm here to give it to you, friend. I'm here to give it to you. So
okay, so I am gonna show y'all Mel. Mel went live, and she was like, look, enough's enough. It is what it is. She was telling family members, hey, get off right now, because I got some stuff to say. I need you to get off. This ain't for you. This is for me to just say it. And people was like, Mel, no. While I'm getting it, Karma, did you feel like she was wrong to show that? Or did you understand why it needed to be shown?
I want her to beat her ass. I don't care about her not doing this respectability politics and the Christian that want to pray all the time. I keep telling you I'm Christian, but I cuss a little. I don't care that in your walk with God, there are times you get pissed off. To me, that's more authentic Christianity. I just want you to beat her ass. All these, like, Instagram stories and lives, and just go beat her ass. Let TMZ give us the footage.
All right, well, look, y'all, I'm about to show y'all this video, and then we give our comments, and then that's it. So wait, I don't know what I'm doing right now. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry.
And the next week too. So y'all come on over here now. Let me see who's up in here. Make sure the right one's over here. Hey, hi, Red.
I'm gonna skip a little bit, y'all.
Please come on. So listen, let me go ahead real quick, because I just cooked me a really good roast with potatoes and carrots. And I did some rice, and I did some cornbread. Okay. So let me go ahead and do this real quick and say this. First of all, I picked up my phone, and when I picked up my phone, I had a few text messages of some screenshots. And so, since Bird want to keep talking, okay, that's what we're going to call him. Bird. We're going to call her Bird. Let me go ahead and address a few things, because I know you won't hear. under one of your little fake pages. So we're gonna go ahead and address a few things really quickly. Okay. Girl, I want one. I know they be wanting these roast, honey. Listen, first of all, ain't nothing bad bodied over here. Let's be clear. Come with something deeper than that. Like, come with something better than that. That's the first thing lames want to throw out is about somebody's body or about somebody's hair. All that surface shit. Come with something deeper. Let's talk about your morals or lack thereof. Let's talk about your integrity or lack thereof. Let's talk about that. Okay? Let's talk about some stuff that actually has a little bit of substance.
Skip a little bit more.
That's why. I didn't know how slow you really were. But you've been calling me slow for years on Beyonce's internet right here. And I ain't saying nothing. But now I understand how you've been able to be a side chick, how you was able to do that for 5 years. Because you're really slow. And then he still ain't out with you. That is called slow. Get yourself some morals. Get yourself some integrity. Do yourself a heart check. And let me be clear. Where's your daughter? Because you said you having family day with y'all 5 kids. I got 4 with them. You got 1 and then another child. He my man. And he got a video of him with another woman and trying to show it to me, send it to me, anything me. I would be like, do you still want her? Can you stop talking about her? Why are you sending me this video of you and her? Like, that don't make you. I'm very much so here. And you know, your boyfriend know my address, so he'll give it to you, I'm sure. Alright? Mind your little girl ass business. Stay in the little girl slow concubine place. As if you was the wife, and you still ain't a wife, ain't doing nothing but bridesmaids. Okay, mind your business. Keep me out your mouth. Keep my name out your mouth. Keep my business out your mouth, and keep my vagina and what I do with it out your mouth. All of that. Period. Okay, and then we'll be just fine. Because you got what you thought was the prize, right?
All right, so that is Mel and her comeback. I don't think Arian did anything after that. I went to sleep on them.
My favorite out of the live she did was when she said, please don't let this professionalism fool you. I will beat your ass. I got up off my whole fucking phone and walked away when she said that. Because at that point, I'm like, yes, but she lost me when she told her to pull up. Because I'm like, no, go get her. Go get her. Go get her like she a sale, like she a Amazon Prime 2-day sale. Go get it. Go get it like it's a bag. Go get her.
Yeah, pick it up.
Yeah, I wanted her to pick. Because here's the thing: if she was really about that life, she would have been pulled up on you. You got to go to her. You got to show her you not playing. Mm-hmm. So that's my only thing. Like, you know damn well that girl ain't gonna pull up. Go ahead and go over there and be her ass. You know where she at.
And what was that about when she was like, "I'll pull up next week when you got the kids"? Like, what? I was just like, it was all weird. Arian, but again, 2-parent household, 2-parent.
So, again, she wouldn't have been able to get all them messages out. You would have had me fuck all the messages back and forth, this tag back and forth, this going live and waiting on bloggers. Y'all would have had to catch me on TMZ headline with Melody Cherie Rogers just got into jail. Like, y'all have had to catch that on the back end because I'm going to go see her. Remember when Cardi B was outside waiting on a Barb to come? Yeah. And she just was like, that's the type of time I want to be on. That's why I love Cardi. When she got real beef, it's real problem solving. When she saw Nikki at the award show, she said, and I'm coming for you. I don't care about none of this shit. Yes. I love it. I wonder what her zodiac is. But yeah, it was a good time, girl.
It was nice. It was juicy. Melody did shut it down though, because Arian stopped. Arian went back to her stories and deleted her stories.
Arian always go back and stop and start and all this other shit. You need to beat her ass.
But you know what was great? What was great is Melody did not delete nothing. She
only did it because Martell probably told her to shut your ass up. You done got us in enough trouble talking about the tape or whatever. So Martell's probably the one that told her to delete everything. And my only hope and prayer for Mel is either just take her to jail or go beat her ass. Anything else in between, honestly, is a waste of time and space and energy to go live and talk about her not being able to spell. We already know that girl is a Twitter bird, just stupid. We already can see it. So you ain't gotta confirm it for us. Either beat her ass or take her to jail.
Yeah, I think
you know what I mean?
I think she's gonna get her locked up.
Or you could do the latter. You could say we fit to be in jail together because I'm gonna go beat your ass. But just do one of them pockets. You know what I'm saying? This is my last question for the audience and for you before we close out. What do you think Carlos King needs to do with his cast now that all of this is going on?
What does he need to do?
What do you think he needs? Because I mean, at this point,
he needs to fire Martell.
Yeah, because at this point, I can't even think of another show that has had this amount of.
He can't.
God damn! Even Apollo went to jail. I mean, like, I don't know anything at this level.
No,
they were still on the show.
If he wants this show to continue, which I think maybe this is the last season, if he wants this show to continue, Martell has to get fired.
Has to, because it's already been admitted. I mean, it's already, like, he said it in the interview. He sent her a message. You know, Ariane's already admitted to distribution. You have to fire him at this point. If you don't, I don't think Love and Marriage Huntsville is going to survive. No, I think the backlash will be so bad before the network that the network will cancel you before the ratings do.
Yeah.
You got the network looking crazy out here.
I don't want to watch it next season. This needs to be the wrap. Like, this needs to be it, or Martell needs to be fired. Like, period.
Honestly, Marcel, and him.
I would never feel with him again if I was male, ever. Like, no, ever.
You know what this needs to be? Just a female cast focus. This is why we do female cast.
Yeah.
Because one, females are the number one consumers for reality television, and when we have the men too much in scenes with all that misogyny and bullshit, we are turned off. That's why Love and Hip Hop now has even transitioned with spicing them to an all-female cast. Yeah. I think the men need to make an appearance, but just like Roa and everything else, if you are divorced, you have to go.
Yeah.
It needs to be a female cat. We don't want to see these men on our TV screens. We don't.
Yeah.
I don't need no section with just the men. If they not with their wives and we can't see them in the house, then I don't want to see it. We need a female core cast. You can just get rid of Marsol and Martell and Maurice. I would have dealt with Kimmy and them, but I cannot deal with these misogynistic, abusive men on my TV screen. I cannot and will not.
Yeah, I agree. If we'll see what happens, but I don't see it. Not at all.
He better do his own motherfucking speak on this, since he's speaking on everything else. I'm expecting for this Saturday when Love and Marriage Huntsville drop. I don't want no interview with nobody else but himself. I want him to ask himself these questions, like, y'all, I've seen what's going on, and I want Carlos to answer to this shit that we've been seeing on social media.
And I don't know what it is, but he just won't do it. Like, I don't want to talk about Housewives. I don't. We want to talk about your show, Carlos.
I want to talk about your show. We want to talk about what's going on in your world.
Yeah. Have you watched Detroit? I didn't even watch it.
Let me tell you, Love and Marriage Huntsville, that's all I got for him. I tried DC with Monique's season. That was... And then I've tried the first half of Love and Marriage DC, and I only like Bell Collective. I only like Bell Collective.
I watched Bell Collective in Huntsville. I tried DC, like, one episode, didn't like it.
I didn't want it.
Think to watch Detroit. I think because of the way Huntsville has gone, I'm not giving you nothing else, Carlos, unless you fix this. You gotta fix it, or I ain't touching it. I'm not. I'm not.
He's really trying to do an Andy Cohen empire. I don't care if you want to admit it or not, but he's really trying to do, we got about 13,000 Real Housewives shows all over. And I think he's really trying to do that with Love and Marriage. Yeah. And it's not working if you don't make it an all-female cast and their husbands being a feature. And if that don't work, they having to go. It's just not going to work. The only housewives that really showcase the husbands is New Jersey. Other than that, when these niggas leave, they're gone.
Yeah, I don't watch them shows.
I don't really either. Like, I only do Potomac and Roa, but like these men have to go. We want female centralized stories, and we're a female audience. And I'm sorry, unless you can find non-toxic men that we can admire that black love on screen, I don't want it, sir.
Like we see a little bit of it with Married to Medicine. But the husbands are still limited. Like
they're limited. Every show on Bravo, they're limited. They're limited. And if they divorce any of them, they would have been gone. They would have been gone off the show. And Martell staying on this show when they were divorced was crazy. It was,
and that's what makes it unrealistic, because it's just not what happens in life. Like that's not what happens.
You don't go to work with your spouse. You just don't. Your ex-spouse.
I can't be cordial or co-parent, but I should have to be forced to be around this person 24/7. Like, and it's like Martell is doing it. He is really trying to have access to her by any means necessary, and he's been winning, and it has been trifling. And I think a lot of us are just exhausted with watching it. Like, we're not about to watch this no more. This is watching abuse, and I can't do that.
And you know one thing else about Carlos ain't gonna put me on no show because I'm gonna make him mad. I feel like I'm gonna be making everybody mad, and I ain't gonna go nowhere. But listen, it's out of love though. Carlos also has a very like weird obsession with straight men. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but he is like weirdly obsessed with straight men. He said that he love their podcast, he love the way they think and the way they move. And I don't understand why. It's giving pick me energy.
The way he is for Martell was definitely pick me. Totally.
But he told Maurice in the last little interview that he listens to them alpha podcasts and stuff like that. Like, he gives pick me in the straight male community so I could be your friend at the cookout. Because he said it. He gives pick me energy. Pick me, please. Let me be your friend. I won't bring my African over. I won't be too gay. I won't be too flamboyant. I won't make y'all feel uncomfortable. Just pick me. Pick me. Mel won't pick you, but I will. You can't fuck Kimmy, but I'll do it. Like, he just gives up pick me energy. What?
Yeah.
And he always says, like, because I know this because of my mom and my dad. And I'm like, your mama had breast cancer and you caping for Maurice and saying you under... What in the pick me? Carlisha is crazy. Like, Carlisha is wild for that. Did your daddy do this to your mama?
Maybe.
Because what is going on? Carlisha gonna have to sit on my couch one day. Him and the raindrops gonna have to come see me, and we're gonna have to do a pseudo therapy session.
Carlos, yeah. I mean, yeah, it could be whatever, but
how is he not offended? How are you not offended by Maurice's commentary on Kimmy while she is sick and your mother passed from the same diagnosis? Can you imagine, like Carlos, your mama having to endure that? And why?
Just roll over because he needed.
Carlos is giving. I want to be a reality pick me star
with a straight reality star so bad. Carlos wants to star on.
He's went from producer to blogger, and if you want to be a part of the gang, just say that, friend, because we confused.
Right. He definitely wants to be a part. That's when he started hosting the reunion is when it was like, oh, he's liking this. Oh, you like my outfit, guys? Like Andy, when Andy gets up there and he hosts. Andy's not like coming with the outfits to be seen. Like, Andy wants to be seen, but Carlos is like trying hard. And it's like, bruh, just like.
Girl, and then them tears when he cried from Martell. Like, I need Carlos. Like,
or the whole thing. Like, no, Arian's not a side. She's a whole restaurant. Like.
About asking that ridiculous question of if Mel wasn't around, would you have picked Arian? Because you obviously mean. Let me tell you something. Besides Arian, Carlos as my boss would have got his ass beat too. I ain't gonna hold y'all. We all work. Listen, the regular schmegular people that work 9 to 5 when y'all in the like employee break room and you like if she say something else, if my boss say something else, Carlos would have made me whoop his ass if I was melting. I'm just being dead ass honest. Yeah. You're not gonna keep talking to me like that at no reunion and asking them types of questions. I'm gonna knock your whole motherfucking table over.
Over. Yes. Who are you talking to? But okay, we'll be back That's right. We'll be back on Friday, y'all. So make sure you guys come back here when we're talking about hot topics. Please send us your hot topics. I have been getting some of the funniest stuff to send y'all, but I need some actual topics.
Well, make sure you put my Cardi B employee back on the docket.
Yeah, I saw that.
Make sure you put her back on the docket for talking about my niece, because I don't know what she want me to do. I've already tried to talk the hive down. The terrorist department is already on its way. That's not to do. So we might as well put her definitely on the hot topic list because she don't get it. She don't get it.
She getting it. It's happening. So
it's
yeah.
happening. All right, y'all.
Thank you so much. Make sure you guys check the links in the bio. Karma's journals are out there on Amazon. Support woman to woman 10 ways we sabotage relationships. I mean, it's on Amazon as well. Thank you guys. And again, we'll be back Friday at 7. We love you guys.
Bye.